Heidi, hi, Mummas! Are you ready for the fiery session of the day?
Hello and welcome to our Friday session of the day.
Woo!
So today
We have got someone very special in, haven't we? Our brother, Christian, who is a financial advisor. Chris, hello.
Hey, how's it going? You okay?
We're good. We thought we'd bring you on so you can have a little chat with all the mamas out there for a bit of financial planning and advice.
especially with children and advice on ISAs and things like that, where we can put our money. On our last podcast we were talking about buying gifts for our children and what we can do in replace for that. So a really good thing is starting off with savings accounts and things like that.
So
we've
Chris,
got to do this, by the way, without laughing our heads off, because this is our brother, by the way.
You've done 4 takes already.
We've done 4 takes already, so we could end up hysterically laughing. So we'll try and be really serious for this one.
What is your background, Chris? Do you want to tell us a little bit about you?
Yes, sure. So, a bit about myself. So I worked in Switzerland for a couple of years. That's where I started my finance career. Sorry?
Partying or working in Geneva?
A little bit of both. It's a very family orientated place, hence the reason why I actually moved back to London, because I was quite young at the time. But yeah, no, I was there for 2 years, worked in finance, actually was only working in more of the administration side of finance. So I wasn't getting involved in financial advice or investment planning, but I would work with the financial advisors and I would see how they would add value to clients' lives, something I really wanted to do. So then moved back to UK, started studying for my financial advisory exams, and then moving forwards from there, I started my own partnership or my own business, offering financial planning to professionals and also families. So this is where I am. So I've been doing it for probably in finance the last 7 years. But in financial advice the last sort of 3 to 4 years.
I would like to open up an ISA or some kind of savings account for Iona. I've only just got a saving bank account at the moment, and I've heard ISAs are much better. Can you give me some advice in what I could do for her in order to get the max out of her savings?
Yeah, sure. So first things first, how much do you have?
Well, I would like to start off with, let's just say I'm going to put £100 a month in there.
Okay. So the first thing I would say is, again, start as early as possible. And it seems to be that you're thinking that way, which is perfect. So even small regular contributions can grow over time. And also that will grow with compound interest. So for most parents, tax efficient vehicles such as junior ISAs or child trust funds are great options. So you can save £9,000 into a junior ISA, and any growth is tax free. So it's tax efficient.
Is that tax free on my account?
No, so that would be for Iona. So it'll be saving for her. So it's a long term goal. So consistency is key. So you can do that on a regular basis, or you can put a lump sum of 9,000 into there, depending on your situation. Now, if we're compounding this, if you're getting 6-7% interest on that, that's going to be compounded. So you're going to get interest on top of interest.
Right. What is compound interest? I do not have a clue.
You lost me then.
What is compound interest?
Okay. So imagine you're getting interest on your money. Okay. What it is it's the initial amount that you put in, and it's accumulated interest from the previous periods. So I know it sounds a bit complicated. Right. So in other words, it's interest you earn on both your original investment, so the 9,000, and interest that has been added to it over time. Does that
Right,
make sense?
it's making
So
money.
essentially, if we're relating it to that, compound interest helps your money grow faster
Right.
compared to just simple interest,
Okay.
which
Cool.
is
Which,
calculated only on the original amount,
okay.
essentially.
So if I put the money in the trust, that is where I'm going to get the most interest for her.
Junior ISA is the best product for your kid.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Okay.
So junior
So,
ISA then.
What about if you're working hard, like working mums, and you want to put some money away for the future? So, like a pension, or what would you advise if you've got some spare cash put aside for people's futures?
So it depends on many factors, really. So it really depends on that parent's situation, where they are financially, but also where they are from a goal point of view. There's many options available for them. Again, they could utilize the ISA. So the ISA allowance is £20,000 per year. You can put it in there. Additionally, I would probably say saving towards a pension is very, very important. The reason being is you would get tax relief on that. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So, for example, if you're putting, let's say, £5,000 into the pension, not everyone can afford that. But what you can do is you can do that on a monthly basis. So you can do £416 per month. You would then get tax relief on top of that at 20%.
Is that
Okay.
if you own your own business or if you are part of a business?
No, so regardless, so whether you own a business or you do this personally, okay, even if you're not working, you can still contribute to a pension up to a certain limit. So, for example, I'll give you an example. If you put £500 into a pension, what happens is the government would gross that up and give you £125 free per month. Okay.
Okay.
Now, there's even more benefits by doing a contribution if you have a limited company, because what you can do is any contribution you make, you can then write it off against your corporation tax. So there's a lot of strategies you can adopt to reduce your tax and then also save towards your pension. Now, again, like I said initially, it depends on your goals, what you're looking for. If you need access to your money within the next couple of years, then a pension wouldn't be suitable for you. The ISA would be suitable. So it's looking at different options for you, and it depends on how much money you have and what your goals are. Are you looking to invest for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? And again, that's something a financial advisor can help you with. They can adapt the plan. Depends on your money, how much you've got. If you've got £500,000 to invest, we would look at more complex investments to reduce your tax and grow your money.
Could you? I know this may sound like a bit of a dumb question, but can you have like two pensions? So say you work in Marks and Spencers and you get a pension there, and then could you also have a personal pension as well as that?
Yeah, of course. So a lot of my clients have have two pensions or multiple pensions, and again, especially if you've changed jobs throughout your career, there's two types of pensions you can have. So you have a workplace pension. So each time you join an employer, you'll be enrolled into what is called a workplace pension scheme. And again, it's common to accumulate multiple pensions over time. And again, what you can do, you can set up a pension with us or with an advisor and have what is called a private or personal pension. And you can have that in addition to a workplace pension. So you can contribute to multiple pensions simultaneously, is the answer to your question.
Okay.
But there's an annual and lifetime limit to that. So the annual allowance you can put in there, meaning how much you can put in your pension, is capped.
All pensions or just that one pension?
So you have yeah, you have to consider all of them together. So your annual allowance as to how much you can put in is 60,000 is the maximum amount you can contribute, or 100% of your salary, whichever one is lesser. So if you earn 30,000 a year, that's the maximum you can put into your pensions. And again, simultaneously, the answer to your question is you can put money into multiple pensions, Many people have them. Again, it might be a good recommendation to consolidate them, and that's something I can help with.
That's
Wicked.
amazing. What I was going to say was, what is your because my argument's always been, don't bother with a pension, buy a property. That would be your pension when you're older. But obviously, there's a lot of changes going on at the moment with the new government, different sort of laws around tenants. So a lot of people are selling off a lot of their investment properties for that reason. What would you suggest the argument is between property and setting up a pension?
Yeah, of course. That's a very, very good question. And actually, I've had quite a few clients say the same thing. A lot of my clients are selling their properties in favor of other investment schemes they're going into. So, first thing, the benefit of a private pension is you're getting tax relief. So, if you contribute to a private pension, again, like I said, for every, let's say, £100 that you contribute, as a basic rate taxpayer, you would pay £80 and the government will add £20 on top of that. So you're getting 20% return immediately. Downside, of course, you can't access it straight away. High rate taxpayer, you pay £60 in and £40 gets added by the government.
I've never been a high rate taxpayer, sorry.
I know, but you get those lovely mums who sometimes are.
Listen, one day, if this hits off this podcast, we could be multi-millionaires. So yeah, we could be there one
This
day.
time next year.
This time next year, Rodney.
We're going to be millionaires.
Yeah.
Right,
So I haven't finished yet. Sorry.
Oh, let me concentrate. Sorry.
Sorry to interject, but please don't interrupt me. So, employer contributions, okay. And you've also got tax-free growth on top of that. No maintenance or hassle. So it's minimal effort in comparison to a property. There's no tenants to manage, no repairs to make, or any other property-related issues. Essentially, the investments in a pension can be left to grow with the support of a professional fund manager. So, there's many benefits for that. So I guess considerations for each. First things first is liquidity. So pensions are generally easier to access. You can access them from age 55. Property can be illiquid. It can take time to sell. You can't always access pension savings without penalties. While property can potentially generate an income anytime, which is fine. I get that. Property can be risky in the sense of falling house prices and taxes. You've got income tax on top of it. So again, in conclusion, a mix of both strategies can obviously offer that stability and diversification, but it depends on your personal goals, risk tolerance and time horizon. Again, with the changes to the government and the way that they're taxing properties, it can be seen as a bit of a disadvantage to have property at the moment, but we don't know what's going to happen to pensions moving forwards and how the government are going to tax that. So I guess it really depends on your situation, and that's something that I or a financial advisor can help you with, and tailor to the solution to you to see which one's best for you to adopt.
Go on.
I was going to ask, actually, right, say if a woman is going through a divorce.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Right.
Or inheritance.
Or oh my gosh, inheritance.
Mm.
You deal with a lot of inheritance tax and things like that, don't you? But yeah, so say she's going through a divorce and she needs all the savings she can get.
I thought he was going to say he's going to inherit half the money.
Oh, well, yeah, they would get half the money. But what would you advise on that?
Yeah.
What would you advise on that? Because maybe
do you get anything like that, or is it mainly men? Or
so what do you mean? What do you mean by that in terms of how I can help a divorcee manage their finances?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, a divorcee, they'll have property, bank accounts, pensions, investments, everything that needs to be considered. Debts, of course, as well. There are quite a few things that I can help with regarding that. First things first, you need.
If someone's got a lot of debt, does that carry through to the other person?
It will do, yeah.
Wow.
So there are first first quite a few things to consider. So you, of course, need to seek legal advice as well. Seeking legal and financial advice early is good. Why? Because they can understand your legal rights, whilst a financial advisor can assist with any division of the pensions, investments, and also long-term financial planning. And I work quite closely with a lot of solicitors, and they are essential to ensure a fair settlement and, of course, to avoid any further disputes moving forwards as well. So I guess how I would help you is understand your finances. So I'd get an inventory of all your assets and liabilities, including the pension, savings, investments, and of course the debts. And this will just give me a clearer picture of what needs to be divided, what you have left over, and I can give you the best possible advice in terms of splitting them. Once we've come to the conclusion of what you have left over, I can then delve a little bit deeper into what you're looking for. Are you looking for an income? Are you looking for growth? And what are your goals, medium to long term goals? So I would work with you throughout your life and make sure that we are putting provisions in place to reduce your tax and grow your wealth over time.
What would you recommend in this current point in time if you, like, not everybody has, like, pounds and pounds. I mean, where the current circumstances have changed, like electricity's gone up, house living has gone up.
There's a lot of mums that are really like just surviving, I think.
And I think as families we are now, because there's so much pressure on us. Like, what's the minimum you could put away and have long growth on that? Like, you know, I mean, £5 a week is a coffee, you know, isn't it? Or a pack of cigarettes, whatever. £5 a week is, like, not a lot. So £20 a month, would you recommend?
It's all about that financial planning in pots, isn't it? On my bank account, I have it all in pots.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And
so what would you recommend if I put away £20 a month, like, for a long period of time?
Yeah, so I guess again it depends on many factors, but you know, again, a lot of people are just surviving, and that's due to the cost of living. So financial planning may seem challenging, but it can still be helpful as well.
But
so
where would you recommend to put that in? An ISA?
First things first is small, consistent saving. So even if it feels impossible to save, try to set a small amount regularly. So again, like you said, it might be £10, £20 a month. That can then create a buffer for any unexpected expenses, car repairs, medical bills, etc. So always have an emergency fund. Once you've got an emergency fund, we can start looking at other areas for you. So we can look at investing for the future. So again, we can look at pension contributions for you. If you're not contributing to a pension yet, start small. Every minimal contribution will receive government tax relief, like I said before. Or use an ISA for flexible saving. So like I said, you can, if you can save £20 a month, we can look at tax efficient ISAs. That allows for flexible tax-free savings. And again, we can develop a portfolio for you, and analyze your risk allocation. And that can act as a long-term investment, or again, as an emergency fund for you.
Is it better, if your money's in an ISA, is it better long-term or shorter term?
As an ISA, it's more of a short term as opposed to a pension. Okay. If you need your money within a year, again, I would probably recommend putting it in a savings account. There's many saving accounts out there, but if you're looking for more growth and to save 3 years plus, then an ISA would be quite a good investment or product to invest in. But yeah, so there's many things to consider. I guess just a summary of the key steps for someone who can only save £10 to £20 a month. Create a strict, realistic budget. focus on the essentials. Again, like you said with the coffee, cut that out. Maximize any benefits and government support you're entitled to. Reduce any high interest debt if you have that. Explore any income sources. So it might be something simple. And I know you've done this, Paisley, but it could be something simple as selling items around the house that you're not using. It could be freelancing. It could be getting income streams from, I don't know, going to a car boot sale, selling something there. Use discount and cashback apps. There's many out there to make the most of every penny. And again, the last two main steps are start small with pension savings, build that over time. And again, seek professional advice. It doesn't matter what you earn, seek advice. That advisor might not be able to help you, but at least it gives you an opportunity to talk to them and understand where you are financially as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, I feel I've never had an in-depth conversation with you like this because we all just mess around as brothers and sisters. So actually I feel like I can actually go away and learn something. So that's good. I actually have a pension because I didn't for years, and like Chris was like, Isla, you need to get one. So that is one thing that I have done since you've done all your financial advising, because it's one thing I didn't, because obviously I had my own company, and who's going to pay my pension? It's got to be the company at the end of the day. So yeah, I think it is important, really important to have that as just, and even as a backup fund for anything, and also just having money for a rainy day. We've always been taught that since we were younger, weren't we?
Whatever you earn, spend half and save half if you can. Yeah. But I've been doing that for a young age, sort of saving pennies, even for my little ones.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Chris, thank you for joining on us. Hey, we are Burnt Out Mummas, getting ready for the Christmas season.
Are you looking for the best Christmas present ever, or something for your partner to buy you that you are just so stuck on? If you have everything in the world, how about you come along to our first ever retreat for Burnt Out Mummas?
This is going to be so cool. It's on the 26th of Jan. It is something that is going to be so special for you mamas. We have arranged such a cool thing, haven't we, Paisley?
The most fantastic lineup that you've not had before, and what makes us feel alive. And it's going to make you start the new year off, 2025, with a bang. What have we got, Isla?
We've got vision boards. Woohoo! This is one thing that I do every year, a vision board in January. It sets your intentions and goals for the year and years to come, which is really powerful.
The perfect Burnt Out Mummas mood board. And to top it off, in the background, we are going to be listening to
my favourite thing of all time as saxophonist.
Woohoo! Ibiza style.
Ibiza style.
Well, January.
I know, in January. So to pick up the moods of when you're feeling really low in Jan after like Christmas celebrations, we've got a saxophonist coming to play Ibiza specials. So that is going to be insane, isn't it?
Yes. The rest is going to be top secret. It's going to be a 2-hour event. It's going to be local to Kent and Surrey. It's going to be held in Tatsfield Village Hall. We're going to put all the details on all of our posts, and we're taking bookings as of today. So we have limited spaces. If you want to come along and experience our first Burnt Out Mummas event to make you feel great for the year ahead, then please go ahead and book with us.
Woo! Join the Burnt Out Mummas community.
See you soon.
Have a nice Christmas.